Okay, let's add another cool effect to our button. So I got my select tool here, and now I'm going to get my zoom tool and zoom in on the button, right? Hold down the space bar. You can move your stage around if you hold down the space bar while you drag. And now what I'm going to do is double click on this button, and time to edit it and improve on it somehow, some way. So one thing I'll do is I'm going to unlock these layers. I still have that piece in my clipboard, right? And so what I'll do is I'll make a new layer right there. Now I've got layer 4, lock my other 3 layers. And by the way, if I run out of space here, I can drag this down or up depending on how many layers I have. And on this layer, I'm going to edit and paste that same piece. Paste in place. And there it is on top. Except this piece, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it black. Okay. So there it is. It's black. And now with this piece, I'm going to do something else that's kind of neat. It's black. I'm going to take it and, well, let's see here. With the black color mixer, I'll alpha it down a little bit so it's not solid black. Let's say like 85%. Okay, so it's see-through a little bit. And then the other thing I can do, right, it's on top of all the other layers, and that's fine for right now. The other thing I can do is I can do a modify, let's see here, transform, no, that's not what I want. Modify shape, and I can modify the shape here and soften the edges, the fill edges. So I'm going to do that, soften fill edges, and I'm going to go out, let's say, 8 pixels with an 8 step, and I'm going to expand it, 8 pixels, 8 steps, and let's go a little more extreme just to try it out. So 10 pixels, 10 steps, and click OK. And you see it's expanded, but what it's also done is it has lightened these rings. It's almost put like these rings to almost give it a glow effect or a soft focus effect or that kind of a blurred edge effect, right? And that's pretty neat. And so now what I can do is I could drag this layer below all the other ones, right? And now I've got this shadow effect under the button. And then what I can do is I can select it by clicking and dragging with the select tool, selection box around it. And if I wanted to, I could offset it a little bit like a shadow or something like that. Right? And so now it might work like a shadow. And if that doesn't look good or doesn't work right, just adjust it to taste. Right? So that's added another piece to the button. Right? On a top layer, I'll unlock that. The top layer, I've got that white piece here, right? And this is kind of a nice one. It's had that nice gradient in it that we liked so much. It was a nice one. Let me see if I can even save this gradient somehow. Let's see here. Well, I forget how to. Let's see here. Add swatch. So I think I saved it. So now what I'll do is make a new layer on top, right? And instead of the rectangle tool, get the oval tool. Okay. And let's see if I have that swatch saved. Yep, now I do. I have it saved right in here. So I'll pick it. And then for an outline, I'll pick nothing, no stroke. And then I'll hold down the shift key to make a nice circle. And I'll put like a highlight on there. But I need to select this, lock the other layers, select this layer, and change it from a linear gradient to a radial gradient. Let's see how that looks. Okay. And you can see it's got a ring around it, so that's no good. So I'll select it, open up my color mixer here, pull off one tab here, take the white tab, pull that over there, and now it's a little bit more of a highlight. And what I'll do is take it and increase the intensity on one side, and let's increase the intensity all the way to 100%, let's say. And now click and deselect, and now it functions like a shine or a light bouncing off the button. And that's it. Now we need to add overstates, and adding an overstate, I already have an overstate just by doing that. So if I hit Control Enter, you see there's the gel button. If I roll over it, it already has a little bit of an overstate and a downstate based on what was around it. I'm still not completely happy with this button, so I want to grab a hold of this white area. Okay, not that area. That's what I want, this one right here. So I'll unlock this. This is what I want. What I want to do is I want to get my gradient transform tool, and I want to stretch it is what I want to do. Not rotate it, I want to stretch it. So let's see here. There we go. To expand the white area a little bit, so that it's not an even distribution of gradient. And now I think that looks better. If I go back to 100%, now it's looking a little bit more realistic, so to speak. And I'm a bit happier with it. The other thing that I might want to do is double click on it. I'm going to zoom in. And I think I made that shadow behind it a little too big. So what I'll do is I'll uncheck the lock here on the bottom layer, select the keyframe, which selects that. And what I'll do is get my transform tool for it, not the gradient transform tool, but the free transform tool. And I might make that a little bit smaller. Hold down the Shift key to constrain proportions. Well, and maybe not even that. Maybe let go of the Shift key and just kind of push it, right? And then slide it over into position, and then see. And I think I like that better, so that it's not as extreme. So back to scene 1, and get my regular select tool and go back to 100%. And that seems to work a lot better.